Thank you, good people of the internet, for checking out my meagre egotistical opinions on things. John Smith's Extra Smooth Bitter, they're going to be decreasing the ABV from 3.8 to 3.6%. John Smith's is one of the most popular bitters in the country. It's currently brewed by Heineken ever since they bought out Scottish and Newcastle, which up until that point was the largest British-owned brewery. It's brewed in Tadcaster near Leeds in Yorkshire, which is where they also brew what in my opinion is a better beer, Newcastle Brown Ale, rather inappropriately named since they closed the Gateshead Brewery, but we're all a bit hypocritical. It really should be Yorkshire Bitter, or Yorkshire Brown Ale for that matter. Now, what's this going to bring around for Heineken? It's going to bring around a big cost reduction, not only through, for instance, reduced costs of ingredients or malts, hops, however they've formulated it to get a lower ABV. They will have some lower cost because they'll have to add less malt or yeast, or they could have just added water to it for all I know. But the biggest thing is going to be the tax advantage to them, because the higher the ABV on your beer, the higher the beer duty accrues. In Britain, essentially, if you've got the cost of your beer, you've then got beer duty on top of that, and then VAT on top of everything else. So effectively, you've got a tax upon a tax. Now, this is killing smaller breweries and pubs. I mean, pubs are closing at a monumental rate. I think that there's 50 pubs a week that close in Britain, or something similar along those lines. And it's mostly down to the fact that we're all buying beer from supermarkets. Now, I'm being hypocritical by buying Newcastle Brown Ale from Tesco, but there's nowhere else I can buy it locally. I like Newcastle Brown Ale as a beer to drink because I like the flavour of it. And this is really the disadvantage, because you've got massive pubs like Wetherspoons where they can charge, at one point they were charging 99p for Green King IPA because they can absorb that sort of loss. But it's this sort of competition that's driving many smaller pubs out of work. And I mean, for instance, you've got loss leaders in supermarkets where you could buy over the European Football Cup. Tesco was selling 30 cans of Carlsberg for £16. That's around 15p for a can, which is frankly ridiculous, even though it does taste like gnat's piss. And again, having higher taxes isn't really going to help. It's just going to kill small breweries, because it means that they're going to have to either charge more for their products, and likewise same with pubs, which is why I don't support higher taxes. Granted, there are some health benefits because there is a correlation between people drinking less and a higher price, but it still ruins the brewing industry. I mean, there's lots of microbreweries and things which produce phenomenally fantastic beer, but they're strangled by our taxation system.